Hey Ron, so let's talk about episodes 3 and 4 of Agatha All Along. If you have seen the show, let's talk about it. If you haven't seen the show, there might be some spoilers, so please look away. But all right, we're good. Let's do it. So they find themselves at the Witch's Road, and they have the first test when the big house appears. So everybody goes in, and Sharon, who's super excited by all the decor and and everything in the house, she realizes, oh, okay, there's also wine. So she drinks the wine, and once she does that, the timer starts kicking in. But before that happens, Teen discovers the riddle, and I still haven't been able to kind of solve the riddle because I think there's parts of it missing. So maybe what's going to happen is that as we kind of go along, these riddles are going to get put together, and it's going to be a one main riddle towards the end of the road where they will have to memorize everything they come across so far and solve it at the same time. Um, as soon as they drink the wine, the timer kicks in, and then we start seeing some things kind of developed. The faces swell up. They started seeing things. They started having different illusions. For example, Jen realizes that there was a guy wearing like a white apron, and he was trying to drown her. So we don't know who that guy is. Lilia follows the girl who ends up being this almost like an ancient witch or something like that, and she starts hearing these different voices, which actually she does through the other episode too, where all of a sudden she just talks to somebody and then turns around and says what happened, but she doesn't know why, but we don't know also who she is talking to. Alice sees her mother, and Agatha hears the baby crying, which I assume is the baby that she gave up in order to get a favor from the Darkhold, in order to access the Darkhold. Um, they end up solving the case, and they all go separate ways in a house to find a different ingredients where Jen brews a potion, and everybody has to drink it. Now, the only person that didn't get to drink it to the last minute is Sharon, who ends up unfortunately dying, who I really, really loved. She was really funny in this episode. She was more interested about the decor and wine, and rather than, oh, okay, I'm in the Witch's Road, I should be freaking out because this is a crazy magical place that we cannot get out of until we finish the challenges. Um, as we kind of go through it, and they Sharon dies at the end, Agatha says something that's really interesting. She says Sharon who. So I don't know if she did that on purpose in order to detach herself from the loss, because she did say we need witches to enter the road, but not necessarily everybody needs to be alive in order to finish it. So she maybe knew this was going to be a sacrifice from the beginning, that she needed, but not actually sacrifice the real witch, but she needed a human. So we don't know if she did it on purpose. We don't know if that was her plan all along. Maybe that was, like I said, sacrifice, and then summon another witch, so she doesn't actually lose the real witch, but she knew what the first trial was because she has done this before, and so she knew possibly what this could be coming about. Once they solve the case, and once they brew the potion, everybody drinks it, and they go through the oven, and they end up exiting out of the house, and now there is a blaming game. Now everybody is trying to figure out what happened to Sharon, why did she die, and but we don't know if she's gonna come back. We don't know if she's actually going to make an appearance again. We don't know if she's going to be like a surprise. So everything is possible in this case. So we go into the episode 5 where Agatha says again they need a full coven, but so they ended up trying to summon another witch, which is they needed a green witch. Rio appears, and what's interesting about that is that Rio kind of appeared out of the ground, all the kind of disfigured and everything, just like Wanda did when she was escaping Mirror Dimension in Multiverse of Madness. So I don't know if that's related. I don't know maybe I'm overreaching, but let me know what you think. um Rio shows again, Rio shows out of the ground, and then we see a house appear. So they say, you know what, we're not going to do this, we're going to go back. But as soon as they turn around back, the house shifts and they realize, okay, there's no way out of this, we need to go through these challenges, we need to go through these tasks. So they end up going in a house, and we see again Lily communicating with somebody, but we don't know who she's communicating with. So we don't know if it's another uh, uh, witch. We don't know if she's just hallucinating. We don't know. Maybe it's Mephisto. Maybe it's somebody that's just guiding her through this. And but we don't know. There's so much room for speculation about this show that it's kind of nice and interesting just to see, because they're not really filling up gaps too early. They're letting this breathe. They're letting this develop as they go along. Um, so once they kind of go in the house, Rio and Agatha have a talk, and they trying to have a little bit of truce. But Agatha plays a little bit trick on her. She pushes the microphone, and the microphone ends up actually alerting everybody else, and then everybody hears what Rio's plans is, and how Rio doesn't really care. Rio is there for the bodies, and so we don't know if Rio is actually a green witch. We don't know if she's something else. We don't know if she's a different being, different entity. She seems powerful. She seems really strong. She seems really not bothered by this witch's road, because everybody else is freaking out. And also, we just lost Sharon. So why is Rio not losing her mind about this? A teen discovers the record, ends up playing it, and ends up being a Lorna's Wood version of the road ballad. And so they realize quickly that they have to pick up the instruments and they have to play it. And one thing that I noticed about this is they really have to do it from the heart, and you can't kind of half-ass it. You have to sing it from the heart. You have to believe it. And we see another creature appear, and we don't know if that's like an older witch that was there guarding the second portion of the path of the trials, or we don't know if this is another witch that just was stuck there this whole time and just waiting for somebody to come. And we don't know. But this witch ends up as they kind of play, they ended up getting burn scars, and we realize it's because of Alice's also burn scar as well. Because now we're starting to realize that maybe each trial they go through, every witch is going to have to tap into her skills in order to solve it. Every witch is going to be pushed um, to solve these things based on their experience and based on the magic they practiced. So we don't know the hallucinations from the previous episodes on the previous house, where the man in the apron, the girl that was following, that Lillian was following around, the baby screaming. So they all these different things are still open for interpretation. So we don't know if these are works of Mephisto or these are works of the road, because road, it looks like it's tapping into everybody's worst fears and putting them through the worst cases of they don't want to face in order for them to pass to the next level. um, they all start to play, and they ended up the team gets ends up getting really hurt really bad. And as they kind of get out, Agatha is obviously extremely disheveled, extremely worried. But Rio says something that she can get the body, she can take it, but Agatha says don't do that, please help him. And so Jen ends up kind of figuring out, oh, we need these different elements and these different ingredients. We need to brew the potion really quick and a healing factor so we can help him. So Rio ends up healing the boy, and as he's resting, Agatha is by him this whole time. And they have a really sweet moment, but Agatha doesn't really let him get too close. And Agatha is still holding her cards really close to her, really close to her chest. We don't know what she knows. We don't know. She's been through this before. She's gone to down the road before, so we don't know if she's what she knows about everything that's ahead of him. She's not saying it. She's not warning anybody. Oh, next challenge is this, or next task is this, or we have to do this next. She's not warning anybody. She is keeping her cards to herself really, really tight. Because even in a house in the previous episode, she didn't drink the wine. She ended up throwing it away, but then the house, everybody kind of raised the glass and said, you have to drink it too. And the reason why Sharon dies because she didn't drink that potion that everybody brewed. But so yeah, there's a lot of little components to Agatha that are still mysterious, and she obviously knows what's going on, but she's not telling a full story. Agatha and Rio have a really nice heart to heart, but Rio says something to her that where kind of tripped me up a little bit, and she said, "That's not your son," and so we don't know. Um, Maybe Rio knows where her son is. Maybe we're going to meet him. Maybe he's somewhere on the road. Alice's mother still could be on the road. There still could be other witches on the road. There could be other creatures on the road. We don't know. And also, again, why did Salem 7 not able to access the road? That's what I'm wondering. So I wonder if the road is uh, guided by somebody more powerful than Salem 7. So it can control who can enter it, who cannot enter it. Um, Jen makes again healing portion, and they right at the end we see that Agatha and Rio have had history together, and that they might have been lovers in before. And we see that Rio's got hurt by Agatha by somebody. She said she hurt me, and so we are assuming she's talking about Agatha, but based on everything we've seen, how they interact with each other, I assume they've had a relationship that maybe lasted a very long time because these witches are old. These witches are centuries old, and so we don't know exact number, but they've been around for a very long time. Um, I really enjoyed these two episodes. I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do episode 5. I'm recording this on Tuesday evening, so tomorrow evening I'm going to catch up on episode 5 as it premieres, so that way we can also talk about it. But let me know in the comments. Let me know. I'm sure I missed comic references. I'm sure I missed some of the details, but I am going in this blind. I don't know much about Agatha. I've seen the WandaVision, I've seen the shows, I've been following Marvel, and so I know basic things here and there, but I've been kind of trying to stay away from the spoilers from the comics, from the books, in order to kind of just go in this blind and experience as maybe some of you as well. But some of you have a lot more knowledge about this, and so let me know what you think. Let me know what to expect, maybe what the theories are, what can possibly happen, and I always enjoy those. So I'm looking forward to episode 5, and then we'll post another video tomorrow night as soon as after premieres, and we can kind of talk about it a little bit more. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of this little channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow night, and I'm looking forward to more magic.